Next up, old man Francisco Trinaldo was a minus 165 favorite. We talked about that.
Old man,
Old man.
old
Uh,
yeller.
41 according to them, but I mean,
Hey,
anybody's guess. Anybody's guess.
knock a motherfucker out of
I don't,
41.
but knocking people out that are clearly beating the brakes off him for 2.5 minutes. Like, I was very, very impressed with Jay Herbert. Like his striking he was putting together, the takedown defense he was doing. Like, dude looked good. He was landing. His kicks were phenomenal, and was clearly beating Trinaldo. Rocked him pretty bad at one point, and then just that overhand left from Trinaldo landed like square on Herbert's forehead and just sent him down. And then did the follow up shots that Dan Hardy screamed at Herb Dean for. But at least one of those follow up shots is warranted because I mean you never know when a guy drops. It's like it's kind of up to a ref if you're going to get a walk off KO or not. Like when a guy drops like that, there's a lot of refs that will jump in right then with how they fall and they'll wave off the fight. Others want to see how they react to a guy coming on top of them. I get it. I totally get it. And yes, I'm aware of what I just said and can be taken the wrong way. I'm still moving on and we don't need to keep going through it. But I mean, Trinaldo looked good in that moment, looked bad pretty much the rest of the fight. But it makes me more excited to see Jay Herbert going forward. And kudos to anyone who put the money on Trinaldo. I know because he missed weight, ended up coming in at 160, that at one point he got all the way down to minus 120, I believe. I could check that exactly. But he was just getting the brakes beaten off him. It was looking bad. Yeah, he closed at plus 112. So kudos to anyone who got those odds on him at the tail end, especially when we did the show earlier in the week. He was minus 165. So
Shit,
you win that.
if he was plus 110 when we saw him, he would have been bet for sure. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, well,
we
we
picked
always
him to
bet
win.
plus. We always bet him at plus money. Always. How'd you feel about his overall performance and I guess Herbert because he did look great other than
Uh,
getting finished.
Jai Herbert, he looked really good, man. His striking, his composure is what impressed me the most. When Trinaldo had him in bad positions and it was early on, he still kind of knew that I'm going to get out of this position and I'm going to get up and start striking again. And he had the clear advantage to all that. The only thing he didn't have is that OG experience and that grit and determination that I talk about that you just can't train, you can't buy. It's just something you have. And that's what that left hook comes from, man. It's just something that, everything's going good, everything's fine and dandy. And all of a sudden, you get Volkov versus Derek Lewis. This is MMA. Nothing's a sure thing until the bell rings. And the stoppage by Herb Dean. Herb Dean is one of the most spectacular referees I've ever seen in my entire life. I've met him personally down when I was younger with my brothers fighting the amateur scene down in San Diego, or actually not just San Diego, but Tijuana. All of them would go to Baby Rock Cafe, and they had a ring down there, and that's where most of them would scrap. That's where I met Jason Herzog, and like I said, Herb Dean as well. I mean, they're great, great professionals. They train jujitsu themselves. They're martial artists. They really do know what they're doing. I'm not going to jump on the beating up Herb Dean train because it's easy to do when you're in the spotlight with so many people on you. I mean, during COVID, there's extra spot eyes on you. I think it's a little bit disrespectful of Dan Hardy to lose his temper when he's supposed to be doing one job, and that's announcing his emotions, getting the best of him, and showing an outburst to another employee of the UFC or someone who's been in the organization so long. I think it's disrespectful to Herb Dean. I think you give him the benefit of the doubt. Even Herb Dean, after he does something wrong, he's quick to look at it and to adjust his judging or his refereeing. And so it is what it is. Great performance by Jai Herbert. Sucks for him that he got that Trinaldo left hand, but that's what Trinaldo's all about, man. The old man is no one to fuck with.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, refs are only really acknowledged when they mess up for the most part. Was it a late stoppage? I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, a hair. But like I said,
well, that's what
it is what it is.
like I said when I first brought it up, it's like you knock him down, you go for at least one follow up shot, guaranteed, because you're not supposed to stop until the ref stops you, because there's the chance that you stand up, like, oh, it's a knockout, and walk away, and then they let the guy stand up, and then you have those times where you knock someone out twice, which is just as bad for their brain going forward than just one knockout that night. But I don't know. Either way, Trinaldo like you said, the OG dug in deep and found his spot and landed big. I mean, Trinaldo's got some serious power. He holds it late. It's good to know going forward.
If you like this clip, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you. Let's roll.